All right, guys, we're here. We're back. It's my voice this week saying that, not Noah Hinchee. About 14, Pepsi's in, making fun of me or anything. Of course, I'm Langley Austin, former promoter, Franklin County Speedway. I mean, I might maybe that'll be my claim to fame from here on out. I was the former promoter. Got Noah Hinchey here, former race car driver, the co-host tonight. Noah, appreciate you being on again this week.
How am I former?
Former race car
I
driver?
can drive it whenever I want. You can't just promote a racetrack
Yeah.
whenever you want.
Well, actually, I could. I could. There's multiple that I could, but um, yeah. And the voice you hear laughing there, that's our guest for tonight, Austin Guilliams, um, former but soon to be again race car driver. What's going on, man?
Oh, living the life of a truck driver as we speak here.
Yeah, you said you were going through Philadelphia, so
Yeah.
Go
As me and
Birds.
Noah would like, yeah, I would say as me and Noah would like to say, go Eagles.
yeah, yeah. I definitely won't be saying that, so that is for sure. Anyways, big week here, I guess, for at least one of the divisions, Franklin County Speedway Racers. That's one of the reasons why we got Austin on tonight. He was at the meeting that took place at Natural Bridge Speedway. I guess they're bringing the Stock 4 division out there on the dirt, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Gladly and thankfully they're bringing us down there. I I definitely enjoy running at Franklin County, but dirt's my go-to, so they're going to give us a chance.
I mean, I think Natural Bridge, is really in the last 2 or 3 years, coming to its own. I mean, I think I've said this to both of you guys before. It kind of got put on the stage by Brian Rousey, good or bad, however you feel about that, doesn't make any difference. And then, you had, gosh, I'm gonna forget her name right here. The previous management.
Tiffany.
Tiffany, yep, there you go. Tiffany, she kind of stepped things up a notch, and then this past season, Amanda Bradley stepped in and come from a racing family, and she's really taken Natural Bridge to another level.
Yeah, it's definitely looking up. That's for sure.
Yeah. You were at the meeting this past weekend. I guess they had a meeting for Stock 4s and Crown Vic same time. How did all that go?
Yeah, I did my traditional and showed up late, a couple minutes, and there was a good handful of the Stock 4 guys there. Only one Crown Vic guy. Um, Seemed to be a lot more interest in the Stock 4s than the Crown Vic, so we persuaded her to show interest in the Stock 4s, and then more or less the meeting went back and forth real quick and was pretty much decided that we were going to run Franklin County's Stock 4 rules, and she's looking forward to get us on the schedule. I believe the first race. I think she said the schedule will be out. I think within the month, if not just after the 1st of January.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, I think if I understand correctly, they have some sort of process where they have to have their schedule approved by the county, so it takes a little bit of time.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, you talk about the Crown Vics and only one guy showing up. My only guess is they seen Noah's wreck, and that's what did the division in. Nobody wanted to race that.
yeah. Either they either seen Noah's wreck or they thought Noah was interested in running down there and was scared to get hit by him. Because I'll tell you, I've been hit by him in a Crown Vic. It don't feel good.
Did anybody have a Hinchey Motorsports shirt on down there? I
Uh,
mean, is that what happened?
I seen a couple of them in the bathroom, but that's a different story for a different day.
It's a little known secret that only me and Austin know. I almost pulled that same exact move at the beginning of the year, and thank the Lord Austin's car was there
Yeah,
because
and
I hit him instead of the wall.
yeah, and my neck felt it for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm glad your neck felt it rather than mine.
Yeah, he got his neck a dose later on
Yeah,
the
yeah. It
neck,
was.
arm, body, knee. I mean everything.
I
I
thought
thought
it was
I
pretty crazy. I hit him so hard that my car spun the other way back around.
yeah, I thought I cleared him and was like, yeah, I'm about to win. I just made sure I didn't get wrecked by Noah. And about the time I said that, I was getting hit by Noah, and I didn't know what happened.
Jesus. Yeah, the
So,
Crown Vics, man, they're fun. I hate that only one person showed up for that, because I think that that division, much like Stock 4, has the potential to be, the highest car count division at any racetrack. So I hate to see that didn't really pan out.
well, I'll be honest with you. Before the rumors started about there being a Stock 4 class at Natural Bridge, I was going to show up for the Crown Vic guys because I was going to try to find a Crown Vic. I mean, I think I'd spoke to Noah about it. I know I spoke to a couple people about looking for a Crown Vic and seeing if I can get my hands on one because I just want to race on dirt. I mean, Natural Bridge is my home track. I grew up there, and anything I can do to afford it to race there, I'm going to do it. So.
Yeah, Noah, you have to be careful talking to Noah about Crown Vics, because, like, if you mention the word bootleggers, I mean, he has like PTSD and starts acting all crazy and stuff. It's weird, man.
It's
I
like
get
that.
flashbacks.
It's like
I
that
think that's what it
meme.
is.
It's like that meme of SpongeBob and Squidward, or Squidward and Patrick, and it's SpongeBob telling Patrick, "Stop it! That we're scaring him." So.
He's afraid of Santa Claus.
Wow.
Oh man.
Only you two would bring in SpongeBob here. So
Look, SpongeBob's the goat. All right,
Yeah.
watch your mouth.
I'm too old for SpongeBob. I think, I don't know. I'm not really sure. I never
they
got
still
it.
air it, so you can watch it.
Yeah, well, I'm probably not. My kids try to watch it all the time, and I turn it off. So you know how that goes.
Hater.
Yeah, well, whatever. But
As
anyways,
long as
tell us. Now, go ahead.
I said, as long as they can watch racing on the days that they're not watching SpongeBob, you should let them watch
Yeah.
SpongeBob.
Oh, they listen.
Yeah, you think SpongeBob is stupid, but you let him watch that?
Yeah, listen. They get tired of seeing racing. Okay, I promise you, racing they are tired of seeing, because I mean it's on here 24/7. I mean I even pull up, like, when there's nothing else on TV, I just go to YouTube and start pulling up podcasts with people on it, racers being interviewed, and footage and different things. Hell, they were watching a race from like 1951 the other day or something. I don't know what the hell we were watching. I mean we're a racing family here, so.
Well, I just had to get used to it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So take us through how what how many guys showed up, for the Stock 4 meeting, and what your expectation is from what you got out of listening to them and talking to them.
Couple familiar faces showed up. I think it was a total of I think it was like 6 of us, 7 of us maybe. Stock 4 guys, and a couple of the guys we've raced against, a couple of the guys that I know are racing currently that I've never raced against, and I mean some of them seem to show a lot of interest, and some of them I think they just showed up to get some information really. But I mean,
Yeah.
I think they were all of them showing up, whether they show up to race or not, was very beneficial because I mean.
Yeah.
Amanda, the promoter, she was looking for racers' interest, and well, people showed up for it, so she was willing to give us a shot. So I think even if those guys don't show up, I think when she announces the rules and officially announces that it's going to be a class in 2025, I think the expectation that I have myself, I think she's going to have a slow start to the class. I think there's going to be 5, 6, 7 guys maybe show up the first race. And I think as the season progresses, and I feel like there's going to be some people that are slowly building cars as they gain interest in the class. I think by the end of the season, if she gives us a full ride this season, I think it'll turn into possibly just as good as a show at Franklin County. Honestly, I mean, other than you can't really run. Well, I guess you can drive straight through people on dirt. I guess it just probably won't be taking it lightly down there.
You never know, man. I mean, they may race exactly the same. You get some of the same group of people. You never know what'll happen.
Yeah, so I mean, it's very valid. I mean, we could also see some of the guys that we've all beaten, banged with, show up to Natural Bridge, and they'll drive it just like they do it. I mean, at Franklin County as they do at Natural Bridge. I mean, it's really hard to tell, but I hope we have a good show out. I mean, I personally plan on running for a championship there this year, so I hope to have a lot of competition. I enjoy it.
Yeah, I think you'll have some. I think 2024 Rookie of the Year, Gary Smith in the Stock 4s. I think he'll be there pretty regularly, probably going for the championship. That's a racetrack a lot closer to home for them. I think that's what where you'll see them racing this year, no matter what happens at Franklin County. Sounds like.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's definitely a good competitor to race against. I've raced against Gary a good handful of times, and if he's running for a championship is like just like I am, it's going to be a good year because he's he, he can drive. And he's got skill. I just want to see it transform from asphalt to dirt because I think he'll be all right.
Yeah, well, I think the way that the Stock Fours race at Franklin County already, they're already throwing it in the corner like it's a dirt track. So I don't think there'll be a whole lot of difference, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
Noah Hinchee, he had the excuse the last time that the Stock Fours went to Natural Bridge. He had the excuse that his car was destroyed and that he was building a new car. That's why he couldn't race. So Noah, I mean, are we
Oh
going to
yeah,
get
that's
you
a
out?
terrible excuse.
No, no, no. Listen, I said you had that excuse. I mean, I'm giving you it. You used it. Okay, we're giving it to you. Pat yourself on the back. You managed to get out of that one. Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
because if I ain't mistaken, he did wreck it the weekend before the race at Natural
he
Bridge. If
he
I'm
did. He did. I mean, he wrecked it every week, but he did. He wrecked it then. But
I
he
was
wasn't
Ricky
winning.
Bobby. I either wrecked or won.
That's what yeah, exactly. That was what I was about to say. If he didn't win, he wrecked the car. I mean, no doubt about it. Um, I mean, are we going to get you on the dirt finally? No, I mean, you're going to come out of retirement for one race at least and go up and race the Natural Bridge.
Oh, absolutely. I'm looking forward to it.
All right.
Like you said, that last time I totaled my car, I was really looking forward to doing that. And I mean, I've never run dirt. I've only been to one dirt race in my life, so I'm real green when it comes to that. But I think it'll be awesome.
Where what dirt race did you go to? What one dirt race?
I went up to Natural Bridge with Austin
Oh, okay.
last season. It was one of the days we had to cancel.
Yeah. Yeah, I got you.
No,
I
yeah,
that
got
was pretty awesome.
a lot of people don't realize, but racing's good across the board, whether it's on asphalt or dirt, and everybody has their own opinions. But I've always been a firm believer that if you're going left and you're turning right to go left, it's hard to beat. It's hard to beat that. That's some cool stuff.
Yeah, no, I agree. Listen, I know a lot of asphalt people that yeah, I don't care about no dirt racing. Well, you ain't watched it then, because if because if you ever watch it, I mean, it's more entertaining to watch one car go around the track sideways than it is to watch 90% of asphalt racing.
But I mean, all it would take is some of them asphalt guys that aren't interested in dirt to go watch one of those crate races at Natural Bridge with Logan Roberson and Justin Williams and Corey Allman and all them guys that just they have zero fear. They run them cars off in a turn and you think they're gonna fly off a 3 and 4, and
Yep.
next thing you know they're hooked up and they're slinging it through the turn with ease.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think there's a lot of people missing out that won't give dirt racing a chance. That's for sure.
I haven't sat behind the wheel and raced either one. So, I have to ask you this question because Noah hasn't raced on dirt. When you raced the Stock Four there, what was the differences in racing there versus racing at Franklin County?
Um, really, I would say the first thing that comes to mind for me is the straightaways almost feel like you're racing on ice.
Hmm.
I mean, you can make one move of the steering wheel and it feels like the car's about to slide completely around. It's
That's
it, it
interesting.
it, but for the most part, uh, for the most part, the turn going through the turns, the cars are, I feel, pretty close to similar. I think we changed some tire pressures and stuff like that to get the car to turn,
Yeah,
but because you need more grip, because I mean, it doesn't seem like it, but that dirt's a lot slicker than the asphalt.
yeah, yeah. I can imagine. I
And
can imagine.
so I would say for the most part, uh, the lower tire pressures, and you got to be a little bit better with throttle control and really knowing where you're at on the track. Because I mean, I know the one race that I run there was a wet spot in the middle of 1 and 2, and it actually about caused me to wreck a couple times until I realized it was there. So that's not really
Gotcha.
something you run into on asphalt. Once the track's cleaned off, unless you got the track, somebody lose something on the track, you're not really dodging nothing but different lines. So
Gotcha. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you said that. It was, kind of the same going through the corners because it kind of looks like it. I mean, I didn't expect you to tell me that about the straightaways. I mean, that's very, very interesting that it felt like ice. I'd never heard anybody say that, and I don't know if maybe that's unique to the four cylinders versus, the crates or the super late models or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason I feel like it feels that way for me in a four cylinder because I've also never sat my butt in any other car
Right.
other than a four cylinder on dirt. I think it's because we're running street tires. Well, once you're running those DOT approved tires, they're not as soft, they're not as grippy. They're looking for pavement, and there's nothing there. So you're anybody that's seen dirt racing once a track slicks off after all those fast guys go and they blacken the track. It's definitely nothing there for your tires to grab. You're either spinning or you're not moving. It's one of the two. So.
Gotcha.
Look, I think you're running the wrong tires. You got to get them good old Douglas All Seasons from Walmart, and them things will be gripping like no tomorrow.
Well, I mean, if you can drop a tire pressure low enough to get that grip and trust it not coming off the wheel, then that's probably the case. I couldn't tell you what tires I was running. I just took my Stock4 from Franklin County, went out there and turned some laps at practice the week prior to, and then showed back up the week of and run the exact same tires.
You should probably run them Chinese tires you like to use.
Hey, cheaper the better. That's what the Stock4 division's for.
Jesus.
That's something that people need to realize, especially if anybody listens in. I'll personally tell you, there's people that we've raced against. Noah, you can vouch for this. There's people we've raced against that can throw a car together in 1 week, not even barely be together, and will outrun somebody that's $4,500 in their car and works on it every week. It's as open as that.
Just name
all right, Wes Givens. Because he doesn't hesitate to put a car together for no reason just to go outrun people. That's what it is.
Listen, no matter what happened, Noah was going to mention Wes before this episode was over with. He can't. I mean, I don't know what it is, but he can't make it 20 minutes without saying his name.
Look, I didn't bring.
Well, he's been thinking about him the whole time we started talking about Stock4. Yes, you did. I was not even talking about Wes.
Yeah, who else were you talking about? Who else is putting these cars together in a week?
I don't know. Another guy we know that can sling them together real quick is Chris Meeks. If he wants a car to track tomorrow, it's gonna be together tonight.
That is true.
Oh, ain't no doubt about that. Ain't no doubt. What?
I mean, he's another guy. He's another guy that should definitely try it out. Natural Bridge.
Oh, listen. I totally agree.
He's got that dirt experience.
Yeah,
I see him down there.
I mean, he definitely did really good. Not at Natural Bridge, but at 311 and Ararat and Friendship or Ultimate Motorsports Park, whatever it's called now. And so he spent a lot of time in like a true U-Car class. Nothing stock, but I think he would do really good. And I think he'd be a good addition to the field there.
Good Lord, him and Wes together. How many races do you think before one of them ends up in the pond?
Listen, I just want to be clear here. There is little chance that Wes will even show up. Okay. I mean, he got his butt spanked by Austin and TJ Smith the last time down there. I don't think he'll even go.
Probably not.
I mean,
yeah, I don't know what was up with him. He definitely didn't show up to race that day. That's for sure. He held me up for a couple of laps, and then I thought he parked his car. I didn't see him again.
I mean, I ain't talking smack about Trey Cooper, but I mean, Trey almost passed him. Okay, so
I never even seen that. So that's interesting.
Austin said I was too busy in the front, Jack.
Well, yeah, he couldn't see back there, way back there where they were.
Yeah, I didn't see none of that going on.
Yeah, yeah. What I already know both of you guys did not watch the Dome this past weekend or the Snowball Derby, which Austin, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
disappointed in you.
Me and you talked on the phone about it, and I should have been watching it. And I told you I wanted to watch it, but I'm stingy with my money, and haven't convinced myself to buy Flow yet.
Must be something about Eagles fans. They're too tight to buy Flow.
Look,
Uh,
my position has been reinforced. I am not the only one, so I'm tired of hearing y'all's mouth. It's
Yeah.
not just me.
I mean, Kent Chrisley ain't sent you no money yet.
No, I've been waiting. I gave him my cash app and everything.
Oh my God, man. He's supposed to already taken care of that.
well, if you're getting somebody to send you money, I need money sent to me.
Listen, I mean, you're pretty good at getting sponsors. I mean, I'm surprised you hadn't had somebody sponsor your Flow subscription.
I would love for somebody to sponsor my Flow subscription.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure you would. I'm sure you would. Man, Dome was super interesting. Tyler Carpenter making himself the star of the show. He even if he don't win, he finds a way. Him and Stevie Shepard getting into it, which they didn't even touch each other on the
Yes,
racetrack. It waited till after the racetrack, so it was
yeah.
wild.
And I'm not even sure Tyler Carpenter was even involved. I'm pretty sure what I'd seen was it was Freddie. It was Tyler's dad that was in the fight with Stevie and them and all of Tyler's boys. I don't think Tyler ever laid a hand on Stevie.
Yeah, no, Tyler stayed over at his car. Listen, as little as he is, he better stay the hell out of a fight. Okay.
Yeah, he's not a very husky fella. He's gonna get tore up.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
But usually some of those little guys they're scrappy.
Yeah. Oh
So
yeah, for sure, for sure. Snowball Derby, Caden Honeycutt stole away the win from Ty Majeski. A couple Truck Series guys there going at it late. Man, I've told people for a while that Caden Honeycutt is one of the best race car drivers that we've seen come through. Like the Cars Tour and all in the last few years. Man, impressive run for him to take that away down there. I don't know if you guys seen any clips of the end of the race or not.
nah,
I
I've
haven't seen
seen his
clips.
name
I've
a
seen
lot.
on videos.
Yeah, I've seen his name a lot. I didn't see any clips of it, but yet again, I'm a dirt guy, but I can't really argue my point because you just called me out and told me or said that I didn't have flow. So technically, I didn't even watch your dome. So
What are we doing here? Are we watching you change in the truck? I mean, good God, what's going on?
This is great material for
no,
a podcast.
I just got changed or just got stopped. I ain't changing. I'm moving all my stuff that way I can cut the AC on and sleep at my delivery. So
Life of a big time trucker.
yeah, I'm trying to make money to race.
Well, you're gonna have to make a lot of it because it ain't cheap.
Yeah, I've been trying to get Noah to come drive for me, doing what I'm doing. He didn't sound too enthused.
I mean, the dude's so busy but taking propane out to people. I mean, I don't know how the hell he'd have time to do anything else.
Look, over the road ain't for me. That's a lonely life. That's a
I,
lot of alone time in the cab of your truck. If you get what I'm saying there.
I'm married, bud. I see my wife at least 5 times a week. I don't know what you're doing.
I'm sitting in my house right now. As soon as we get off the phone, I'm going to play a game.
Not even talk to your old lady. You talking about being
She's gonna be sitting right there next to me.
You never speak to her, but she'll be sitting there.
That's how we do it. We got
So,
two TVs.
you can play your game on. You can play your game on the road, right? I brought my Xbox with me in this truck.
That's not as fun though.
I didn't know it changed from seat to seat. I didn't know the fun changed.
It does.
Apparently. Seen the Smart Modified Tour schedule came out today.
I thought that
Get a
was
peek
supposed
at
to
it?
come out last week. I hadn't looked at it because I thought I looked for it last week.
Yeah. I was told that it was coming out last week, but it did not. Came out today. Came out tonight, actually.
Well, that ain't even fair. I ain't got a chance to look. Let me look at it.
nothing really surprising. I don't know what Noah's doing over here, but nothing real surprising on the schedule there. So they got their same doubleheader, at New River All American Speedway, Carteret in August. They open at Florence, going to Anderson Motor Speedway, so that's new. Um, I don't know if they'll ever actually get a race in at Lonesome Pine. They've tried like 3 years in a row and never happened. So we'll see if that pans out. No race at Caraway at the beginning of the year. That's an interesting May 23rd. That of course would have been a Franklin County date, but says TBA, and I have heard that it might be Ace Speedway might be the one hosting that. We'll see. That's just a rumor, anyways.
One of them boys going to go to Martinsville.
The Smart Tour is probably never going to go to Martinsville. They do go there with the wheeling modifieds, but the Smart Tour will probably never go to Martinsville. NASCAR does not control the Smart modifieds. They control Martinsville Speedway and their own tour, so they probably will not invite them there.
Because that's kind of contradicting, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, but I mean, I don't know where it would hurt. You know what I mean? If they did, take them there. But at the same time, I mean, I get why they don't. It's not their, it's not their brand. Kind of like why the Cars Tour isn't at Martinsville. Same reason, basically.
Bunch of haters.
Yeah.
But they can all go to North Wilkesboro, and that's okay.
Well, North Wilkesboro is owned by SMI, not by the France family. So they're owned by Bruton Smith's family. So totally different scenario there. I am glad to see that they didn't try to put they did not try to put not North Wilkesboro, but Rockingham back on the schedule again. They've done that last couple of years and ended up not getting to run there and had to go to South Boston for a second time. So glad to see they didn't do that.
I'd love to catch them down in South Boston. I bet that'd be a good race.
That's what I was about to say. March 22nd is what it says on the schedule. That'd probably be a really good race to watch. I've actually never been to South Boston, but I've watched so many races online there.
South Boston's a great track, nice facility, very well ran. One of the few, and I tell people this all the time, and some people don't really get it, but like most of the time, if you go to a racetrack and it looks like a dump, it's not a very, very nice facility. The racing's going to be fantastic. But to the contrast, most of the time you go to a really nice track, the racing ain't gonna be that good. And in the last few years, that's kind of changed. Dominion is usually a really good race for most everything, and it's nearly brand new facility or has been in the last 10 years. And South Boston's been redone in the last 6 years or so. So kind of a little bit different there. But I mean, like I'm sure Anderson Motor Speedway, in South Carolina, that's down there by Greenville Pickens. They're going there March 8th. That's going to be a good one.
R.I.P. to Greenville Pickens.
I mean, the bad thing is, or it's not even a bad thing. The thing about the modifieds is, I mean, they could have added another 6 tracks that nobody's ever heard of on the schedule, and every race would be good. Everywhere they go, they put on a show.
Yeah, Smart Modifieds are a really good, show for sure. I mean, the Cars Tour prior to switching back to the F45 was an amazing show every week this past year. I hope they get back on that ST2 tire because man, that thing seemed to produce a much better racing. We'll see what happens there though.
I mean, there's been tire issues. Well, not really issues, but I mean, there's been issues with different tires and different classes and all across the board since the year after COVID.
Well, yeah, COVID? Really since the year of COVID. I mean, it kind of started there, and it's never got back under control.
Yeah, because I think, believe it or not, I'm not 100% sure. I don't. Nobody quote me on this, but I think Natural Bridge is actually going to start letting guys either run American racers this year for their bigger classes, like their sportsmen's, their crates, and I mean not their sportsmen's and their late models, the guys that don't have a series that they follow, like the local guys. I think they're going to allow them to run American racers. Well, it used to be at one time Hoosiers was the go-to tire for every racing class.
Yeah. I mean, I think
So,
it's good to have some options there. I know, and it's harder to do on asphalt than it is on dirt. Asphalt the tire matters so much on dirt. Yes, it matters, but it don't matter near as much. I mean,
the, the the main tire that I see that matters a lot for a lot of people is the right rear and the right front on dirt.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have a good right rear, or a fresh right rear, it will show to somebody that has brand new tires all the way around on their car. So
right. I mean, that's kind of like that's almost as good of an advantage as an extended lower control arm.
we know a guy that
We do know a
is
guy.
familiar with that.
Guy won a lot of races like that.
Yeah.
They got that thing taken away and ruined his whole career.
I won again after that. Show some respect.
What, in the automatic?
I did. I was the first winner in that automatic.
You were, but you only won once.
And that was because everybody else was sitting in the pits watching you race.
Look, we never said how many cars were in it, all right?
Yeah, everybody else been falling out.
I can't say anything. That was the year that I retired, I wouldn't call it retirement because I'm coming out of retirement, but I would call it like a
semi-retire.
I got grounded for a year.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Because I know everybody knows the reason why. It's because I was getting married, so it's the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's gonna kick my tail for hearing me say that.
Yeah. Well, listen. As long as it's true, it's okay.
As long as she don't yell at me like she yells at Wes, I'm all right.
Yeah, for real.
Lord have mercy.
I was standing there for that one.
You mean standing in the tower and she was on the other side of the track?
No, I was in the pits. I pulled up on the golf cart over there. I was like, holy crap.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I was a week late on my GoPro. I got a GoPro the next week, and I sat right behind them while we were parked, watching that whole thing unfold. I was like, Jesus Christ!
That would have been a very good video. It would have been almost as good as Chris Lilly's in-car cam this year.
Yeah, I think it would have been better.
Yeah, it probably would have. It wouldn't have incriminated me, so it would have been great.
Yeah, I heard y'all talking about that on the last week's podcast. Of you're glad that it didn't get a whole lot of you in it.
Oh no, it got every bit of me and every bit of everything I said. I'm just glad that I didn't say nothing stupid. Okay, because there's no telling what might come out of my mouth, and I'm glad it didn't catch anything.
Yeah, he's called me a couple slurs before.
Yeah.
He called me Mickey Mouse one day. Me and Wes. That wasn't even bad, but if you were there, you'd understood what kind of tone it was in. It was not. He didn't call us Mickey Mouse being nice. That's for sure.
Yeah, and it wasn't just Mickey Mouse. It was Mickey Mouse MFers. Okay, that was what it was. Yeah.
And I wasn't even doing nothing wrong. I just got associated with somebody that was doing something wrong or saying something wrong.
Well, I mean, that's what you get for hanging out with Wes, for sure.
Well, everybody gets their own taste of hanging out with him.
Yeah. Noah got that. He got some real crisp, nice $100 bills out of that deal. So.
Don't worry, that's gonna come back to you one day. You're lucky I forgot.
Listen, I had nothing to do with that.
Yeah, but y'all gave it to me. It's coming back to you.
Oh, I forgot about that. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and then I got in trouble for bringing it up the next week.
Oh, no, it was that week, not the next week, you fool.
It was the next week.
Oh, no, it wasn't.
Notice.
It
was that night.
Daryl with it.
Nah, I think it was the night of, because I remember Kim talking to me about it. She was mad as hell.
I promise y'all, it was the next week.
Oh, no, you're right. It was the next week.
Because it was the smart mods that were there.
Yeah, you're right. That was, I mean, it was, looking back, it was funny. I didn't find it all that funny that night.
Everybody thought it was funny except for you. That's what you said.
Yeah. Well, I mean, was I wrong?
Y'all didn't think it was too funny when I brought it back up. It wasn't funny then.
I ain't gonna lie. I think I laughed both times.
I bet you did.
But I also wasn't in a position to get money at all, I think, the first time. The second time I got money. So, and I got real money. My money had a watermark in it. Mine was real.
I'm still mad about that. I think that's a grand conspiracy with Wes.
Yeah. Listen, I agree with you actually.
Sorry, I forgot. Wes, you've been coming to Tech for every race for the last 10 years of your career. You just forgot that time?
You know, it benefited him not to come over there. So,
It benefited you too in your wallet.
I mean, let's just be real, okay? Whatever it was, $100, $200, whatever the hell it was, I don't even remember. Listen, yeah, I mean, you can't hardly go to the grocery store and buy a bag of chicken nuggets for that. So, I mean, it really don't matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I bought 2 pizzas earlier today for me and the wife to eat lunch and me to take with me on the road, and it was almost $30.
Oh, I guarantee it. Yeah, and listen, you must have went to Little Caesars because it would have been twice that somewhere else.
Look, Little Caesars.
See,
touchdown, baby.
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, if you'd went to a real pizza joint, it would have been $28 per pizza.
Yeah,
crazy.
And the bad thing is, I love Domino's, but I hate the price of Domino's.
Oh yeah, I'm with you. Anyways, I guess probably some people listening, hoping that they've that we've heard some rumors or whatever. Noah, you got any good rumors or anything for us?
I got nothing. It's been a dry spell.
I mean, can you not come on like one time and actually have something?
Do you want me to just start making stuff up?
No, I want you to just start talking to people, man. While you're driving down the road, waiting to put propane in, you talk to somebody.
I talk to people all the time, just they ain't the right ones, apparently.
Clearly not racing people because they got 47,000 rumors. Okay.
I talk to Austin every once in a while.
Yeah, he don't know nothing.
Yeah, I don't. You got to think. I retired. I don't talk to nobody.
Yeah, he's a semi-retired or penalized racer, so he can't do anything.
Nobody wants to tell me nothing.
Yeah,
they don't think I'm getting back into it. I'm not somebody that they want to spread no rumors.
Yeah.
Well, what have you heard then? If there's 47,000 rumors.
All right, listen. You want me to give you a good one? Okay. This is one that I heard. So this will be a good one. Okay. I heard that Lauren Yoder and Timmy Meadows are going into business together to take over Franklin County Speedway.
Oh yeah, sounds legit. Sounds legit.
Oh, they love each other so much. I believe that one.
Yeah, I think they're best friends. I think they went out to dinner tonight.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm not. I don't think I'm going.
I imagine when they both hear this podcast, they probably would agree that they are going. It wouldn't be a bad idea to go into business together.
Mm-hmm.
Timmy don't know how to work a phone enough to get on the podcast. All right.
Oh, hold on. Somebody does, because I was standing beside of him in his truck one day and he was listening to the podcast. So somebody knew how.
No, he does. Every once in a while he'll turn it on and listen to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, everybody has to hear our ignorance every once in a while. Even Austin listens every once in a while.
Yeah, I would say, I don't know. I know y'all have done what, about 40 or 50?
This is the 40th episode, I believe.
So I was pretty good at guessing.
Yeah.
I would say on average, I've probably listened to maybe 10 to 15 full episodes of the 40.
Yeah.
But it's usually on the weeks of something really good going on, either at the Speedway or at another track, or drama between two drivers, or something. Something has happened, and I'm like, oh, well, that probably is cool to hear them talk about it. So let me go ahead and listen in.
Well, like the Spotify Creators app, because I'm on the on their Creators app where I upload to Spotify, and I seen the other day that our number one episode on Spotify has been, which is fitting. It's the shit show episode from the Ricky Gillespie Memorial. I mean, fitting that a shit show is the best podcast we've had.
Hey, that was a great race.
Listen, it was highly entertaining for sure.
I'm gonna
I
have to
just
go
loved
back and
all.
listen to the episode now, just so I can remember everything.
I'd say that's something good too. Is that no matter the future of Franklin County Speedway or wherever, if y'all continue to follow multiple tracks, and that's the good thing about it is because you may, like Noah just said, he forgot, or maybe have forgot some stuff from that night. Well, he can listen back in, and it's just reliving the whole thing.
I listen to episodes of ours all the time. I'll just randomly go. I want to hear this. You know what I mean? And like I try to listen back every week before we have a podcast. Like last night, I was listening to last week's episode, and I'll tell you something about last week's episode. Between YouTube and Spotify and Apple, where I got into the whatever the hell they're called, the insights in the background there or whatever to find out, listeners and how much they listen to and all that. That is the overall between all avenues. That is the most listened to episode we've had was last week. Now the most listened to just on Spotify was Shit Show, but overall it was that episode last week.
So that's new to me, though. I think you just said something I did not know. I did not know that the Pit Chatter podcast is actually on the Apple podcast.
Yeah.
I've always went to YouTube to listen to them because I don't have Spotify, and I didn't know they were on Apple. So that, I mean,
Come on, man. It's almost 2025. Who don't have Spotify?
I mean, I do have Spotify, but I don't use it.
Actually, I do have Spotify. I have the app, but I don't use it. I use Apple Music, and I go to YouTube to listen to this podcast. So, I mean,
and see, I'm kind of in the middle there. I don't use Apple Music. I use is it called YouTube Music or Google Music?
No, YouTube Music. I hate that.
Yeah, YouTube Music. I find it to be better than any. But then I use the Apple Podcast app to listen to most everything. Well, Joe Rogan's on everything, I guess. Again, or maybe he's not on that. But I watch him on YouTube mostly. So
I say because a good buddy of mine, he listens to the what is it, the Dirty Mo Media?
Yeah,
stuff.
Yeah,
he listens to. Yeah, he listens to a lot of that stuff on the podcast. I have a hard time driving down the road listening to people talk that I'm not speaking to.
Yeah.
So that's the only issue I have with listening to podcasts. But I do hear that there's a lot of interesting stuff on it. So I think I should start looking into it myself.
Oh, listen, Dale Jr. Download and Door Bumper Clear, two of the best racing podcasts there is, even though, they're talking about NASCAR and all that, and they're not really talking about mostly the short track level. I mean, those are the best podcasts there are in racing.
Yeah. And honestly, I mean, being that you hit a lot of the levels. I mean, Noah, I think we spoke about this just a little bit ago. Noah was trying to spring off and try to do something at a lower level like ours. I feel like that could really do some things if you put a lot of effort into it, because there's no little talk.
Much. Yeah, there's not much. There is some. I mean, in dirt racing, you got the Dirt Reporters, which is Dirt on Dirt, Flow, whatever, whoever owns it now. But so you got a little bit of that, and asphalt wise, it's hit or miss. I mean, right now there's nothing. I myself and Corey Latham and Roger Johnson, in 2019, we had probably. And I'm not trying to pat myself on the back. I mean, this is based on other people's opinions. We had probably the best short track podcast that there's ever been with Race 22 Radio. And I'm looking toward, doing that again. Me and Corey have talked about it a little bit. I've been trying to get Roger. Roger, sold out of Performance Center, so he's not really in racing anymore, but I still think he brings a lot of knowledge to the table. So I'd like to have him on there. But like with this podcast, I got to get Noah dialed in. I got to get him dialed in. He's going to have to get Flo. And he's going to have to go to some race that is not located in Callaway, Virginia, at some point or another. Okay, so those are two things that has to happen, to carry forward. But if I can get him, learning a little bit more about all the racing in this region and kind of, versing himself, I think we can take this podcast to a whole nother level. I mean, especially with, I've still got some things in the works and. Racing wise in the region and got my merch business, going, and I plan to, potentially go to, all the tracks in our region. I don't want to single anybody out because I don't have any things done at the moment, but, so I think, by doing that, we need to be talking about that. I mean, like Natural Bridge. I mean, you talked about it, a minute ago. Like Natural Bridge. I mean, we need to be talking about their racing every week. But myself included, I don't. I can carry on a conversation about Natural Bridge. Just based on the fact that I've been there a few times and I know most of the people, at least by name. But I don't really know what happened this past year. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you 5 things that happened in Natural Bridge this past year. But if me and Noah can dig in a little bit and kind of get ourselves more well versed in that, I think we can talk about that and maybe with Raceway and. If Ararat, Speedway was to open again, we could talk about that. And, Franklin County, whatever happens there, of course, we can talk about whatever. I mean, that place, no matter who's running, it's crazy as hell. And, there'll be things to talk about. Motor Mile, I don't believe is going to open in any way, shape, or form this year, maybe not ever. So you probably won't have that, but South Boston and Ace, and there's just so much racing around. Even Beckley Motor Speedway in Princeton, and dirt racing wise. I mean, there's just a lot. And that's what I want to see, this Pit Chatter podcast, become more of is more of a regional, racing. But that's going to take both, me and Noah, digging in and getting more, well versed or listening. Or if I can't do it or if he can't do it, we'll just have to put different people on here. I need some people who can talk about it. You know what I mean? Who can bring, good, we're, right now we're funny, but we don't have a lot of knowledge, and we need to work on being funny and having the knowledge.
And I'll tell you, you said something about bringing some people on that are willing to talk about it. There's a lot of the guys that I've met and talked to at Natural Bridge. I guarantee you they wouldn't hesitate a half a second to get on a podcast and tell you about some small track drama at Natural Bridge or
oh yeah,
some
that place is full of it too.
Yeah, and I mean honestly, you don't see a whole lot of fighting, a lot of physical activity going on down there.
Yeah.
But if you're just in the pits, I mean,
yeah.
you hear and see so much stuff that none of the fans have any idea about. Them guys down there have a very good class act of staying holding on to their class, but still handling stuff on the racetrack. It's very interesting. I think there's some good stuff down there. If y'all could chime in and check on time to time, you could have some good stuff.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. And I think Noah wants to talk to him. I think Noah wants to venture out some more. Obviously with the uncertainty of Franklin County and all that. So hopefully you'll be seeing both of us at different racetracks around the region and. Keeping people dialed in on what's going on.
Pit Chatter World Tour, baby.
Yeah. Let's hold back on the world. Let's just get the immediate region
right.
covered
first.
All right, Southeast World Tour.
Yes.
Listen, south. Let's start with Southwest and Central Virginia. Okay, we'll just start there.
yeah.
Close enough.
The only reason he wants it to be called Southeast is because he lives over in the area.
Hey, look, you can take me out of Southeast, but you can't take Southeast out of me, boy.
I think you might want that cut out of the podcast. You want me to be honest with you?
Yeah, I thought it was
I wouldn't tell many people that.
No, who am I kidding? I went to Caseburg.
yeah.
I don't know that day the day that you come to a get together we had in Callaway at a buddy of mine's house. I think you brought Southeast with you.
I did bring Southeast with me, boy.
I don't know if you ever told Langley about that one. I think that one's something that we probably shouldn't even talk about on the podcast.
We did a photo shoot, and those pictures are buried deep, dark somewhere.
Listen, I need to see them. That's all I can say. Y'all don't have to go any further on details here, but I definitely need to see them. So
it makes you wonder if Noah actually knew how to drive a race car, or somebody else is getting in it for him. That's all I can
say. Well, I mean, I've seen him in the Crown Vic, so I know he don't know how to drive a race car. So.
If he would have been in reverse in the Crown Vic, he'd have been all right.
Yeah, I should have been in the pits. I don't know why anybody decided to put me in a rear-wheel drive like I knew what the hell I was doing.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you it was a horrible idea. Okay.
Dude, the first time, which looking back at it now, I just agreed to do it. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. I had no idea what I was doing. You could have asked me, say, what do you do when you get loose? And I'll be like, I don't know, but I'm going to do it. The first time I got loose, I think somebody bumped me and got me a little sideways. I just floored it and held it to the floor like it was a damn Stock4.
Could have been me.
I almost saved it too. I drifted the turn a little bit, and then it finally went around.
I know a little off topic, Langley. I figured I'd ask you this because I hadn't got a chance to ask you this, but I seen it on Facebook earlier, and it was a good question. Who do you think is going to be the first three-peat driver at the Dome? You think it's going to be Brandon Sheppard, Tyler Carpenter, or Bobby Pierce?
Listen, let's let Noah answer this. I bet you he don't even know who those three people are.
Scott Bloomquist.
I'm pretty sure he will not. Oh Lord!
R.I.P. My boy Scott.
Yeah, and the legend, man. For
Somebody
sure.
tell these race car drivers to stop flying in these little helicopters and shitty planes.
He was living a dream though.
Nah, he was.
They said that's all that guy liked doing when he wasn't driving a race car. So,
but that's what always gets him.
Yeah. I mean, look at Kobe Bryant, not a race car driver, but
Yeah.
There you go. But I don't know, man. The Dome is such a it's such a toss up. Anything can happen there. Those are the craziest races. But Brandon Sheppard seems to have something figured out. And now that he's back in a rocket, Jesus, man. I mean, the dude's just he's going to probably be damn near unbeatable this year.
Yeah, I mean, he did it. Was it 2022 was, I think, his last year in the Rocket, and then he switched to Longhorn for the 2023 season, or in the 2023 season. I can't remember if it was.
Yeah.
I want to say he was only in Longhorn for this past season.
Yeah, it was like a season and like a quarter or something. Because Rocket they end like early, whenever the tours are done, they're done.
Yeah, I know a lot of the Longhorn guys, a lot of the Longhorn cars compete very, very well, but it seems like Brandon Sheppard can make a Rocket do things unremarkable.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, Noah, I just got a question for you. Okay, what is a Rocket?
I don't know. What do you
mean? I knew you didn't. That's why.
Look, I was going to say
I bet you
car until Austin was talking about the Rocket, and I was like, "Hold on, is that a race team or something?"
It is, but it's a chassis. They build them in West Virginia.
I would say, and believe it or not, the shop is not a very big place. You would not believe that Mark Richards and them guys right there in West Virginia do the things they do with those cars,
and the amount of cars they turn out.
Yeah, it is unreal. I mean, you drive past it, and it looks like somebody just built a shop right there to sell car trailers, because it actually has a row of trailers sitting outside beside the place, and it's just got one sign that says Rocket.
Yeah. It's been a long time since I've been up there, but yeah.
If you're familiar with what a Rocket is, or if you were familiar with the Rocket, what a Rocket is, Noah, you could see the font of the word Rocket, and you would know that it is the race car chassis. Yeah. The race car chassis Rocket.
Listen, we're going to get him well versed. I mean, now that the Stock4s are going to Natural Bridge, he's going to be well versed. I mean, I doubt we get him out of retirement. I doubt he races. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and put that out there right now. I'm going to pick on him about it. Maybe he'll eventually do it. I doubt it, but we're going to get him to some dirt races.
I got to get my algorithm working right, because I follow all these pages on Facebook, but it never shows them to me because I don't be commenting and stuff.
That's good. It's because you're looking at memes all day and Facebook videos of stuff that don't pertain to racing.
Hold on, Instagram's for the memes. Facebook is for business.
Yeah.
I ain't seeing a whole lot of business going on Facebook.
I wish I could say that I know a whole lot about racing, but I know a little bit more. I feel like I know a little more small knowledge about dirt than I do asphalt. Like I couldn't name you but maybe two late model chassis. So or asphalt late model chassis, but I mean dirt, I feel like I know a lot more.
Well, y'all have an advantage. You kind of had people in your life before that had got you involved in racing. Me and Josh just went straight into it by ourselves.
Well, listen, we just enjoy picking on
that had raced before or nothing. We just went straight in.
That's the same thing I did.
Yeah. Well, listen, we enjoy picking on you. I mean, no matter what. I mean, and I've had, obviously, other people in my family have been involved in racing, but I mean, I kind of got myself involved, and I kind of got myself deep, what I mean, to get knowledge. And I mean, it takes a long time to get a lot of knowledge about racing, because the average person that goes to a race, I don't care what they're doing, whether they're a fan or they're in the pits working on a car, they have no idea all the things going on. You know what I mean? All the different, pieces and parts and how they work and who makes them and all that stuff. So it takes a lot. It takes a lot of time to get that much knowledge for sure.
Well, I mean, it's as simple as me talking to my uncle who races at Natural Bridge in the sportsman class. I speak to him every day. He's actually my boss. I speak to him every day, and somehow or another, we always circle back to racing. There's something about racing, and he tells me things, and I mean, man, I know a little bit, and he's still speaking a foreign language to me about some of the stuff he
Right.
talks about. And I mean,
Right.
I ask so many questions because I want to know so much, and he's been doing it as long as I've been alive. And he told me today, actually, it ain't a day that he goes by he does not learn something. He learns something every day.
Oh, for sure. For
I
sure.
tell you what, a little off topic, but I don't know if your uncle listens to this. I doubt he does. I tell you what, cleanest truck in the Roanoke area. That thing is badass.
I've I've been told by a lot of people that he's got one of the nicest trucks in the area, and I actually had one of my buddies that I haven't talked to in probably 2 years Snapchat me a picture of his truck earlier today and said that it was a really nice truck. So
Langley, you'd
he,
love it. He's got that thing stickered up like a race car. It looks badass.
Yeah,
the guy,
I've never seen it.
I'm pretty sure the guy that letters my uncle's race car is the one who done the decals for his truck and the truck that I drive right now. So I mean, it's exactly that. It looks like it's race car lettered and everything. It's a sweet truck. There's a lot of history behind it. My granddad, his dad, they started working on it together, and he wanted to get it done before something happened to my granddad. My granddad passed away, so that truck means a lot to him. So that's why it looks like it does. And it won't ever go nowhere. He's done told me it'll sit in the driveway before it goes anywhere. So
Awesome. Awesome. All right, we got to wrap this thing up. Noah, what do you got to end the show here? Anything?
Uh,
I mean, I tell you
no,
every week to give me something at the end, and you bring me nothing every week.
nothing of substance.
Oh my
well,
God, Austin, what do you got to end the show? Anything?
I'll put it to you simple like this. Everybody that listens, if you got a Stock4, bring it to Natural Bridge to run the season. If you don't, build one and bring it. We need the cars.
Sounds good. New
Oh, hold
home.
on. Quote of the day.
Oh God,
Ready?
here we go.
Don't piss down my back and tell me it's raining. All right.
Jesus Christ.
Quote of the day.
New home for Stock4 racing. I mean, whatever happens at Franklin County is what happens, but new home for Stock4 racing, Natural Bridge Speedway. Check them out. They'll have the rules out, I believe, this weekend or next week sometime. So look forward to that. Anyways, I guess we're out of here. We'll be back next week. Thanks, Austin, for coming on. Thank you, Noah, for being on here. We're out.
Bing bong.
Yeah.